Boom.
Are you
really good
to do that?
All right. What's up, Facebook Live? As you see, we got a full house today, and we got the owner of the network, David Pendergrass, in the building.
Yo.
This is show.
That's what it do.
Show number 36. Here we go.
Turn up.
What's going on, everybody? My name is Marcus. Thank you for listening to our show tonight, or today, should I say, if y'all listen to it on podcasts. On the table today, we got Chris.
What's good?
We got David Pendergrass.
Yeah.
Owner of the Freethinkers Radio Network.
You already know.
We got Wabi.
Hey, I feel like I'm compromising my integrity just a little bit. My journalistic integrity having to wear gloves.
Yeah,
you're very, very bright.
Robbie, I'm on your side, Robbie. I got you.
You got that.
But I had to do what the boss said. The boss said, wear your gear.
You got that Jailhouse Orange on today, huh?
You a hater. Why you being a hater?
That orange is the new black.
Stop being a hater.
But Gary got that good Carolina gear on.
With the Under Armour. Shouts out.
There you go.
Official.
And somebody didn't get the memo or chose not to do it, but Tremaine O'Neal is here today, too.
You know what? I would say your mama, but I know she watching that show. And I love her too much, and she not. I don't. Mama,
a little bit chippy today already. It's rivalry week.
Yo, Al ain't got time all day.
Them Ohio State people, I ain't gonna.
Hold on.
I don't know. He got that green on. He repping Michigan State.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what
Notre Dame.
Or a little bit of Notre Dame.
MSU.
Yeah.
Hey, well, it is what it is.
You feel me?
But thanks for tuning in. Make sure if you got any comments or questions tonight, we do got a jam-packed show tonight. We got Darius Rucker, the country music star. He'll be calling in tonight. Also, from 105.5 The War, we got William Quackenbush. He'll be calling in tonight. And we got various people. And, you know, also for call-ins, you want to be part of the show tonight, make sure you call our call-in number at 563-999-1634. The number will be shown throughout the night and also in the comment box. So make sure if you got comments,
Got something to say?
go ahead and call us. And you call at any time of the show.
Free smoke.
All night long.
All night long.
We going all
Free smoke
tonight.
Everybody getting lit up that call
Andrew,
in.
AJ.
Hey, everybody getting lit today. Call in and talk
So
crazy.
right now, the call-in line is open right now.
Shouts
so
out,
go
Albert
ahead, be in line. And once you give us a call, we would love to hear from you. And also follow us on our social media at Facebook and on Twitter. Let's get straight into the pick six as we got not much time. But first thing first, high school football playoffs is still going on. But let's just do a quick rundown of who is in the championships for 5A. You got Gaffney versus Dorman and Fort Dorchester taking on Dutch Fort. That'll be a great matchup between both those upper state and lower state teams. Then you got 4A, you got South Point taking on Greer, and you got Berkeley taking on Hartsville. Hartsville is in the lower state championship once again this year. 3A, we got Emerald taking on Chapman, and Brooklyn Casey taking on Dillon. Chris?
SK had a message for everyone on this panel. He's one of the coaches at BC. Y'all said he wasn't going to do it.
This guy.
They came out there and won last week. He said put some respect on his name.
Okay.
Shout out to SK. We told
BC, you got me on that one. You got me.
I wasn't here last week, but I'd have picked BC if I was.
Oh, right. Okay, there it is.
I like BC. I like
this.
So.
Dylan got that free smoke for him, though.
They do.
Yeah,
I heard
BC bad boys going to do it
Dillon
again.
legit,
Mark my word.
They said Dylan legit. They sweet.
In 2A, you got Salua taking on Abbeville and Barnville taking on Bamber Earhart.
I'll be there and broadcasting live for WDOG.
Hey.
My partner, Trent Kiner, is going to be broadcasting for Bamberg. We might try to hear from him tonight about that matchup.
Also in single A, we got Lamar taking on Ridge Spring, and you got I'm wrong on that one. Just check the website for that one. And then Skeezer.
Yo.
Hey, Chris,
Lamar.
is that fake Under Armour shit he got?
Hold up.
Hey, Dave, is that fake Under Armour shit?
That's Lamar.
This ain't fake. This is real
That's
cloth.
Lamar and
Hey,
Ridge Spring. and my alma mater, C.E. Murray, taking on Baptist Hill.
There you go.
So
You got that right. He got that right.
we got something for Baptist Hill.
Gary with the assist. I see you.
Y'all beat Jim Baxter's team, Hemingway, last week. Right?
Exactly.
And then Skeezer, congratulations to Hammond. They won their Skeezer 3A championships last week. Coach Cameron,
Shout out to him.
congratulations to you. Time is ticking down. Let's go straight to the next one. We got LeVar Ball was on CNN last night.
One of the greatest interviews.
Chris, please talk about
What
this.
y'all think about that one now?
LeVar Ball basically controlled the interview. Don Lemon knew better than to come into the show because he would have ended that interview 2 minutes into it. He was like, look, I'm taking the night off. Chris Cuomo got set up for the free smoke, and he caught every bit of it with LeVar Ball.
I just think it was like a sarcasm type interview.
That's what he does.
And LeVar Ball knew that from the very beginning, from the introduction. Especially if he saw Don Lemon take a night off. This is like one of the big interviews so far this season.
He wasn't touching that.
No, he wasn't. But
I mean, it's just.
Look, I shook my head the entire time.
I think we all collectively did.
That was the worst thing ever. If he wanted people to be in his corner, that's not happening.
Well, he doesn't though. He's getting paid to be the villain.
Well, yeah. Well, he was definitely the villain last night.
Just like Floyd Mayweather.
Yeah,
Listen,
he was.
I'm gonna make all of it.
Gosh, yeah.
Promoters, all the great promoters are like him. Don King, you know what I'm saying?
I was just waiting for Donald Trump.
Hype machine.
Right. I was waiting for Donald Trump to at least tweet about it, but
Did he tweet about
no,
it
he
today?
didn't tweet about it.
It might still come because sometimes he come late with the tweet.
Next one, we got this on the report last week, but the Tennessee State player, the one that punched the coach on the sideline, he was charged with a felony.
The coach was knocked out.
The coach was knocked out.
Yeah.
How you get knocked out by a player?
It was a strength and conditioning coach.
If you look at the whole video,
He ain't doing
Exactly.
chin ups. I mean, if you saw chin is what your chin is, man.
He had that glass jaw, bruh.
but he posted saying $7,500 bond. If you look at the coach, though, the coach is like huge.
That's his fault.
Yeah,
He definitely can't take a punch. We know that.
I mean,
Glass jaw.
he's soft.
Yeah.
when that jaw moved, that jaw moved.
For the rest of the Pick Six, make sure you check our Facebook page. All the Pick Six stories on there. We might revisit this throughout the show. Make sure you check our Facebook page for the rest of the Pick Six. Coming up next, what we've all been waiting for, the Clemson versus South Carolina matchup. We're going to talk about that next right here on the Walk On.
You ever been punched in the ear?
Hey, Dave, he just gave out.
I'm just saying, yeah. Hey, okay, you big little, you get punched in the ear. Straight.
I mean, still. You got
you still got-
Nah.
Yo, you supposed to teach me how to get big, and I beat you up.
I doubt. Well, I mean, you can get big.
You lift weights, but they ain't got
Get
nothing to do
banged.
with fighting.
Hey, what you
Listen.
say? Hey,
You won't be getting a job anywhere else.
nowhere else. Not getting punched in the.
You know who live a lot of weights? Roy Jones. You ever seen him get fold up? That joker is stiffen up like a.
Like them old church chairs.
Hey, you say-
You know how Hawkins hit him? He said it was over. Over. Like, that joker started laying down before he was down. He laid down, standing up with a pillow. Like,
Y'all see Deontay Wilder the other week?
out. Straight up.
That wasn't just out. That just got murdered. He needed 2 punches in.
He was in the spirit at the altar where he was out.
Slain in the spirit.
Welcome back to the show. Make sure you follow us on all of our social media on Facebook and on Twitter. And visit our website at www.freethinkersradio.com. And also, if you want to be part of the show tonight, make sure you give us a call at 563-999-1634.
And keep that same energy when you call.
We ready for them haters.
We are waiting just for you. The line is open all night. Even
Jeremy
after
Johnson.
We get done talking with Darius Rucker. So make sure you give us a call.
Full government?
563-999-1634.
You know his middle name too?
Real out here.
Nah, I ain't gonna do him like that.
It's real out here. But first of all, with it being rivalry week, and we talking about this, when y'all gonna apologize for the lack of consideration?
I'm not apologizing.
The University of South Carolina. University of South Carolina. I'm just saying.
Who showed
It's an 8-3 football
Don't
team.
lift your microphone up. Hey, don't lift your microphone up because
With
you
a quality win against, current number 19. You feel me? Hold on now.
There you go.
Y'all talking about, 5 and 7. What OP at? What OP at?
Hey, no, we ain't worried about OP today. We ain't worried about OP today. We about to talk about this.
I said
From the
7-5.
beginning of this
I said
season.
7-5.
You see what I'm saying? No respect being given.
I said 7-5.
We don't
You
put no
not say no
respect on your
respect.
name.
respect given.
None.
To the 8 wins and 3 losses.
Here you go.
Shout out to the home team.
You gonna lift the microphone up so you
Yeah,
can
right.
prove
That's right.
No.
Because you see,
That's what
we 8-3 right now. You know what I'm saying? But see,
Hey, I
Gonna be
want some of those
8-4.
wins.
8-4.
Tennessee and Vanderbilt still looking for their first SEC win.
Correct. What
0-7.
quality wins do y'all have?
He got to win.
A win is a win, right?
I didn't say it wasn't.
I
I didn't say
you know why they waiting
I
on
say it
it?
wasn't.
How about NC
But we don't
State?
give out.
We
We don't
not
give
talking
out
about
jobs
NC
like
State.
that. I mean, I'm
NC
saying.
State was at the beginning of the year.
For the year.
That was the beginning of the
NC State is a
season.
quality win.
That's a quality win.
Beginning of the season.
Hold on.
Okay.
2 big plays in the NC State game. Debo Samuel's kickoff return. Debo Samuel one-handed catches.
Correct. That's it.
Debo
Take
won't
that
be
away
playing
what you
this
got. Take that away what you got. Nothing.
It's still a win at the end of the day.
It don't matter.
It's
What we got.
Congratulations for making it win what you got. You got
Come on, man. No,
You can't say nothing.
You know how State fan.
I didn't say nothing about us. Wait a minute. Hey, we got a quality win, so don't play us.
Well, I mean,
listen.
Don't play Ohio State. They got a quality win.
What y'all been doing?
Wait.
We lost. Okay, we lost one game.
First of all,
Y'all going straight to Tampa. Y'all going straight to Tampa with us.
Where y'all going? Where y'all going?
Why we y'all?
Hold on, no. Y'all going to the Independence Bowl. What you mean?
We going to have that ball. We going to see just y'all out.
No, you're not. No, you not.
Exactly.
Tax slayer.
And we're gonna beat that behind 3 times.
Hey, you know what? See, this is
So
y'all don't pay
you
y'all
wanna come back
taxes.
to Tampa with us? Come on back.
No, everybody gonna meet y'all in Tampa.
Bring it on back.
We better than y'all.
Bring it on
Y'all,
back.
hey, Robbie, we understand. We on teams right now.
Y'all have
Apparently-
teams. Wait.
Apparently, we the only two that have that know what we're talking about right now.
All right.
Hold on. Y'all have no experience winning against us. Like, what has this?
Or Clemson. For
Hey,
talking
hold
about?
on. No. It's talking about
Wait, what are you talking about?
Dave,
Huh?
Dave,
Huh?
rings.
What happened?
National championships? Ohio State has national championships.
Y'all
What you mean?
cheating for that ring.
What you mean?
He said against us,
Hey,
though.
right.
He said against us.
At least I can root for Clemson, who
You know
got a
what?
national championship.
Yeah.
No, y'all cheated for that win against
Man,
Miami. I know
don't do
that
that.
for a
Don't
fact.
do
You
that.
ever been on a losing streak against somebody?
Hey, don't matter.
Huh?
Y'all ever been on a
How about
winning
that?
streak that involved
How
a
about
national
that?
championship?
They don't want to come back to Florida.
Hey, hold on, Rob.
You want to come back to Florida?
I got a valid point, but they want to go and talk about a
I'm just
bowl
saying.
game that means absolutely
all right.
nothing.
Just because it's more of them, they want to try to come.
Right.
That's right, because
Gang
that
up on
pacemaker.
Is this gon-
Hey, that pacemaker ain't gonna keep Urban up, but so much longer though.
Is this going to
You feel me?
fulfill?
Don't worry
Is
about
it going to fulfill your needs if I turn
You know
around
what
and
I'm
give
saying?
you gratification because y'all beat us in a bowl game?
No, it's
So we played
you know.
you all, and we
you
beat
say thank you.
We
Just
just
like
say
that.
what?
You should say thank you.
Say thank you with that.
For
You know what I'm
what?
We
saying?
want to thank you.
First off, hey, this ain't LeVar Ball's interview, and I ain't
Just come back and
Just
get
say-
that beaten again January 1st.
Man, why don't go sit on?
Just come on
y'all
back
know
to
what?
Florida.
You know what? After y'all lose
What's up?
Saturday,
It's not gonna happen.
okay, y'all, it won't happen.
Nope.
Reason being
Y'all gonna
because-
lose by 2 touchdowns in that
Reason
game.
being because I believe.
What you talking about?
I believe Carolina.
Clemson gonna beat them by 2 touchdowns.
No, that was a lie. No.
Yeah.
First of all, Caleb Bryant is inactive.
I don't want
QB.
Okay.
I mean,
Jake
Jake Bentley on point.
Yeah.
When it's
Caleb Bryant is
Jake Bentley on point.
Hold on. Caleb Bryant is inconsistent. Jake Bentley is not accurate.
He
So,
he got the long ball
you
straighten
hey,
out against
Hold
the
on.
Citadel, though. You
But
didn't see the
guess what? You're not accurate,
Oh, he got
and
the
he
long
inconsistent.
bomb.
He got
Not accurate,
No.
inconsistent.
He got 2 almost above average.
Not
QBs playing against each
accurate,
other.
which means he ain't completing nothing. He ain't gonna complete no passes. Yes or yes?
It's
Jay Bentley ain't about to complete nothing.
It's all about
why
the play that they shoot.
Stop him.
right.
You,
He gonna stop himself.
What? You have some names of some
Man,
defensive
we ain't
like stuck in your head.
Man,
or
I ain't gotta name no names.
Yeah.
That defense is better than your offense.
Who's
So
They not gonna be able to.
Okay, it's 56-7. Last
Jeremy,
year.
go
That's a
sit
lot of
down
ground to
somewhere and
make
stop
up.
talking.
That's Deshaun
Jeremy,
Watson.
do not get on here.
Deshaun Watson not coming through the door.
We ain't talking about Deshaun Watson.
What was that? Willie
Hey.
Beeman not coming through the door.
Willie
We
Beeman.
ain't talking about
Willie
Willie
on this
Beeman.
team.
Hey, we
Boobie
ain't
Miles
talking
ain't
about
even
Boobie
here.
Miles.
250 yards
We
rushing.
ain't saying,
That's last
listen, like we
year.
said before the show, we ain't putting Booby in, so we
If you want to put Boobie in.
Hey.
No. But Kelly Bryant be hanging these passes. Somebody's going to pick him.
Yeah.
Jamarcus King.
Marcus gonna pick.
It's going to be ironic
on,
that Jamarcus King.
Marcus will be too
Come
busy
on,
getting
bro.
carried in the end zone again.
Look,
I know I slandered Jamarcus King.
Mike
all
Williams
season.
ain't walking
I
through that
did.
door.
Nah, y'all,
Yeah,
man, wrong with
hey,
y'all,
Chris,
man. Nah, man.
I gotta say though, I did took the crown away from King. King is all right. The person I go put
Oh,
crown
now
on,
you want to take it off of
the
him
person
all
I
of a
put
sudden.
on is Lamis, number 3.
No.
I ain't tired of number
Hold
3.
on.
Lamis,
You've
Lamar.
been
I
the
ain't tired of
worst.
number 3.
You've been slamming.
No.
South Carolina
First of all,
since the
pronounce the
beginning of
man's
the
name
season.
right, but
Lamont, there we go. I give the crown to Lamont as the DB that I am getting frustrated with.
I'm about to look over here.
Okay,
I'm
Jeremy
about to look
Johnson.
at, just look at the
Jeremy,
wall.
I want you to talk in today.
Somebody can't
No.
hear that one though.
No,
Lamont
you
is
no.
my
Okay,
frustrated.
so now, so who's the
up.
player? Who is that safety that's going to be stopping Hayden Hurst from doing whatever you want to do? Who's that guy?
Robbie.
Who's that guy? I mean, I know he's there somewhere, right?
Tanner Muse or
Tanner Muse.
Van Smith.
Here we
That
go.
sounds like a winner.
Here we go. Here we go.
And he got burned so much.
The
in
2 key guys that had to be a big impact on this game
Got a
on
touchdown
Saturday.
in the circle.
It has to be Hurst and Edwards.
I'm not saying Hurst is going to be a big key. He has to step his game.
And
I understand.
Edwards,
I'm
too.
not saying that he doesn't.
And the
but
DBs
my thing
for
is as
you
far
know.
as quarterback play,
But it's all about but it's all about the
quarterback.
Play. No,
neither one. I'm not. Neither quarterback is a Heisman candidate type quarterback.
Never.
So it comes back to the line of scrimmage, and Clemson dominated the line of scrimmage last year.
Correct.
Got 4 out of 5 O-line starters back, 3 out of 4 D-line starters back.
Right.
And all 4 D linemen are NFL prospects.
but if you saw the game on Saturday,
And
the
NC
plays.
State had 4 D
We have,
and we beat them too. Yeah.
And
We've seen that before, though.
But if you saw the,
You know what I'm
if you
saying?
saw the game on
With
Saturday,
great special team
We
play.
played a Texas A&M defensive line. It didn't go down like that. We played
South Carolina. Okay, we like y'all talk about the NC State game. Both teams play NC State, correct?
Correct.
Both teams play, but the NC State team that Clemson played compared to the NC State that South Carolina played, I'm not discrediting it, but I am saying this. You talk like we said before, beginning of the
first
season.
game of the season, full roster. What are you talking about?
It might be a full roster, but how many teams come out in the first game of the season on point?
Yeah.
That ain't my problem.
I'm not saying it's your problem.
Upperclassmen.
Look at
It
the other.
doesn't matter.
A win's a win.
That's an upperclassman.
Okay.
That's an upperclassman
A win's a
team.
win.
Okay, tell Florida State that.
Clemson's won at Virginia Tech,
Tell
at
Florida State
Louisville.
Really?
They've
Tell
won
Florida State that.
Yeah, at NC State.
What it matter about?
That's 3 road teams that are,
First game of the season for Florida
tough
State.
road environments already they've gone into. It's not going to be anything new going into Carolina.
I'm sorry, say it again. Say it again.
They've won one at Virginia Tech, one at Louisville, one at NC State. So this road environment is not going to intimidate them.
No, it shouldn't.
Hold on. Now, this road environment is a little bit deeper than that situation over there. But the Hokies.
Well, they got.
Come on, man. They got UVA game gonna be lit. Say that fast. Say that 3 times fast.
Inner Sandman, have you heard of that?
UVA game gonna be lit.
Oh, man. I don't want to hear this.
Hope he gonna be killing you.
Like, really, though? I mean, come on, man. What are we talking about?
Oh, you still my guy.
Willie B? Everybody know what that does to you,
Come
man.
on,
Sandstorm, we know what that does. There's a home advantage in South Carolina.
They're gonna have a home advantage. You know that. I mean, they got to come on. That's automatic. You know that's gonna happen. You can't downplay that. Any team that goes on the road, especially in a rivalry game, you go on the road playing. You gonna play in a hostile environment regardless. Like we said before, I think South Carolina that first half is going to be real tough. They're going to put a lot out on Clemson, but I do not see South Carolina really finishing that game. I don't think they have.
Other than the defensive line, who's stopping South Carolina from scoring? Other than the defensive line, who's
if they don't get the ball off, it don't really matter.
I'm not saying. I mean,
but Dave, if they don't get the ball off, it don't matter. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
So if they can't stop the defensive line, if they can't stop the defensive line, then
Syracuse got the ball off.
622 yards last year, Clemson. 218 for Carolina last
Completely different team.
Last year.
400 yards.
With the 18-year-old quarterback playing in like his 6th game. Come on, man.
No.
Auburn
Alabama game will be way better than this one.
Okay.
Go ahead and give us a call.
Am I wrong?
We got at least 3 players
Josh
from this time versus last year. Let's be real. It's a different team.
It'll be improved.
Hold on. We'll come back. We'll have call-in time, so make sure you give us a call now.
I understand. No, man.
Yo, Josh said as long as Carolina doesn't try to make Jake Bentley the hero like Seattle did with Russell Wilson against Patriots, they got a chance to win it.
I'm not, man. He's not going. They're not going to win. I don't see him winning. I'm sorry.
Let me know when you're ready.
I'm not saying I don't see him. They're going to do good. Like, they're going to do fine. You know what I'm saying? I think they're going to play a great first half, but I don't see him winning, bro.
Ready for what?
iHeartRadio is the way I get to you. The biggest show.
Move the
Y'all got the other phone stuff ready. But for real, though.
Been pretty good.
Yeah, move the pocket on that line, on that D line. Yeah, Jake can throw on the run.
I don't disagree. I don't disagree with that.
Oh, you already texted him?
Yeah.
Hey.
It's going to be about probably about 8:40.
Y'all got to check us out on iHeartRadio, by the way. So
Turn out. Please listen on iHeart.
All right, here we go.
Hey,
welcome back to the show.
I won the prize.
Make sure you give us a call at 563-999-1634. Once again, that's 563-999-1634. And we'd love to hear from you. Right now, it's time for calling time. As we see, we had a great discussion about the Carolina Clemson game. And we're going to continue that probably throughout the show, especially we talked to Darius and William.
Can I understand why you looking at me right now like you got a problem with
I already know you got some more stuff to say.
I can say, I'm going to say it. Problem?
Let's go to our very
Shock
first
the world,
caller.
baby.
We're going to go to our very first caller. This is the calling time, so make sure you go ahead and give us a call at 563-999-1634. Our very first caller is, actually, let me get my keypad right quick because I got to unmute the phone here.
Here y'all go.
Hey, you got to get stuff right, yeah. All right. Our very first caller, who's this?
Who we got?
Hello. It's coming. First call. Who's this?
Hey, this is Trent calling in about Bamberg Gerhardt.
Hey, Trent. It's Robbie. How you doing, man? Hey, I was going to introduce Trent. He and I broadcasted Allendale Fairfax versus Southside Christian a couple years ago, and he's now broadcasting WBSC down in Bamberg, and I'm broadcasting WDOG. And we got the big matchup this week, Lower State AA Championship game, Bamberg at Barnwell, and Bamberg won the first meeting 21-0. And I'll give it up to you, Trent. What do you think about this week's matchup?
I think you should see a good matchup this week, Robbie, between your Bamberg Gerhardt Red Raiders and the Barnwell Warhorses. If you remember in the first game, the two running backs for Barnwell were averaging about 180 yards per game. The Red Raiders held them to 93 total yards offense in that contest. And Red Raider defense has been playing lights out.
Yep. A.J. Williams is a dual-threat quarterback for Bamberg Gerhardt. He was able to score on a couple touchdown runs, and they hit the pass play late in the game. Barnwell's going to have to do something different because they lost a battle at the line of scrimmage in the first matchup, and I think on that long touchdown pass they had a misalignment issue, and the receiver was able to scamper about on a short pass and go 50 yards for a touchdown. So should be a great one this Friday night. Looking forward to it there, Trent.
You're exactly right, Robbie. And one thing that I was kind of shocked last matchup, the last 2 or 3 between Bamberg and Barnwell, is that Coach Garrett has jumped out of his normal wishbone formation and jumped into the spread so quickly. If you remember last game, I thought if he would have stayed with the wishbone a little longer, maybe, it would have taken some time off the clock. You could have drove some yardage and tried to get going. But the last game, if you recall, he jumped right into the spread so quick, and you can't throw the ball again. Too many down linemen too quick, too fast, and will get after you too quickly to try to throw the ball again.
Yeah, well, they've been working on some new wrinkles since that game, and they're going to need them this week. You got to do something different. They're not going to win the battle at the line of scrimmage. They're going to have to be able to throw it to the tight ends a little, and maybe get some outside runs going. But running up the middle is tough going against that Bamberg Gerhardt defense, no doubt.
Cool. Travis?
You're right. You got Savion, my mind just slipped. But anyway, you got Savion and a few of the other down linemen that are pretty tough, being highly recruited throughout the state and the nation. So, it's going to be tough against Barnwell this week. It's going to be entertaining, like I say, to see if they try to run the football, throw the football, what they try to do. But it's going to be a very tough contest for Barnwell. Yep. I think being at Leon Max here in Bamberg, it's going to be a really, really tough time for the Warhorse.
Yeah, well, looking forward to it. One of us is going to get a chance to call the state championship game, I believe, Trent. So that'll be nice.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Yeah, you're right. No, like I say, I expect a great game. 21-0 last time. I think you'll see something a little different this time. I think you'll see the Red Raiders have a closer game. I think my final prediction is going to be about 28-21 Red Raiders.
Sounds like a good one. I'm looking forward to it. Looking forward to seeing you Friday night there, Trent.
That's right, Leon Maxwell Stadium. Don't forget, airtime 7 o'clock, kickoff 7:30 on WBSC 102.3 here in Bamberg, buddy.
Thank you, Trent.
Thanks, Trent. Thanks for calling in.
All right, y'all have a great one. Thank you.
You too, peace.
Also catch it on WDOG, and that's www.bigdogradio.com.
Awesome.
Yeah, I think that'll be a good game, man. But it's tough to beat a team twice.
It is.
Yeah.
Ask C. Murray, we did it. Came away, smoked us in that first game.
You repping your school pretty well,
Yeah, I'm telling you.
Came back and took it, too.
Bet y'all gonna know C. Murray was here. That's what I'm talking about.
I did for it.
You know, gotta let them know you're here.
I'm already tired of them three people over there.
You be all right?
I gotta let them know we're here.
Your mama, too.
What's good, man?
Hey,
What,
I'm
this-
right
this-
here.
that
Free
fight?
smoke, what's good,
Hey,
bro?
what's up?
And see that's see that right there. That, like you said, this is another year. It was 21-0 last time. This is another year.
Exactly.
See how that works? That's just how football works. This is just how football works.
Here we go.
You don't live in the past.
Second time they're playing, but same year. That's what.
Whatever. I want to hear it.
Hear what?
I don't like any of y'all three right there.
Because you by yourself.
That's fine.
I get beat. Robbie got my back.
I got it.
That's fine.
What you
We got to
mean?
stick together.
It's me and Robbie. We brothers right now. Problem?
I'm just saying.
Why you try to pick a
Everybody
fight?
a little chippy.
I'm not picking a fight.
I'm saying
It's rivalry week. You know.
Yeah, it's rivalry. Who y'all playing, Tremaine?
We got Michigan.
Oh.
Well, we
Yeah,
called
so
the
anyway,
team
like
up
which
I'm
just saying.
You had Michigan winning last week, right, Gary? What happened to that?
I didn't have Michigan winning last.
Oh,
roll the tape. Roll the tape.
Robbie didn't change his
You
mind.
gotta replay that one.
Robbie changed his mind.
You gotta replay
Michigan
that
beating
one.
Wisconsin.
Nah,
last
hey, hold on.
You did have that.
Now you want to change the subject. You only want to answer the question, huh? Did you? Is that what you put down last week?
Look, the Big Ten is a fraud. I've been saying that all season.
Whoa, wait a minute, sir.
Gary.
So,
Hold on, wait a minute. Big Ten is a fraud, huh?
It is a fraud.
and it's going to
Really?
happen. And I'm going to give you this. Ohio State is going to beat Wisconsin, and that's going to knock the Big Ten out of this playoff, which they shouldn't be even considered in the first place.
You calling that?
Really?
So I'm calling
Ohio State.
Okay, so since we're gonna talk about this, because I already said when we talked about it a long time, I already said Ohio State's not that good this year anyway. I admit to that. But your top four, who's the top four you see gonna be as far as college playoffs right now? And it ain't your terrible team, which is called South Carolina, because we know they ain't going.
What does that have to do with Ohio State?
I'm asking, what's the top
I thought y'all
four?
were talking about Ohio State and Michigan.
All right, I got
just
two
asked the
SEC
question.
teams. I got Alabama and Auburn.
That's not gonna happen. You already know that. I already said that can happen.
Why can't that
Because
happen?
it's strength of schedule. Alabama doesn't have a strength of schedule to even do it.
To do what?
Even both teams
But they
don't
blow
have
out
a strength
teams,
of
though.
schedule to put it
They
in.
still blow out teams.
It doesn't matter. It's called
They
strength
take
of
care-
schedule.
take care of
That's
your
what they do.
opponent.
That's
That's what it
that's
is.
how they do it in college football.
Alabama.
They've already taught us
wait.
strength of schedule.
Oklahoma.
Even
Who has a strength of schedule this like that this year?
nobody has got strong strength of schedule.
Well,
But I'm saying
other than the orange people, but other they do have a pretty good strength of schedule.
We'll come back.
That's all they have
You?
for them.
Or-
But that ain't gonna help them when they come rolling the Willa D.
Oh, my
you know what
gosh,
I'm saying?
here you
Smoke's
go.
on.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
that's what I'm talking
Don't nobody care.
Free smoke,
That's
baby.
what I'm talking
When
about.
Ortrey come out there.
We'll come back. We'll talk to.
Oh, so you act like you dunking on somebody now.
You feel
William
me?
Quackenbush.
Act like we ain't got playmakers.
Put them headphones on your head.
Who y'all got? Etienne.
On the wall.
Nobody.
Put them headphones on your head.
Etienne ain't doing
Man,
that.
can't nobody even spell that.
What you?
Etienne will get to the end zone quicker than Wayne Gallman did last year.
Who?
Come on, man. See, Wayne Gallman ain't here no more. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, William.
Etienne ain't
We got
got
somebody faster.
Deshaun ain't here.
He just fast. They got, but he has no power though. He has no power. He ain't AJ. I mean,
Hey, William, can you hear me?
Dave, I don't want to
How you
hear your
doing, man?
mouth right now.
Doing well. How are you?
Doing good. I try to get these people straight, so I gotta mute their mic so I can hear you. I put y'all on mute. That's what I did. All right, William, if you go into your segment, all right?
All right, good deal. Thanks.
All right. All right. I feel on mute them, so you're gonna be louder, all right? Just give you fair warning.
See how he do us?
Huh?
You know what? Marcus, you bougie.
Hey, I gotta make sure my people know what's going on.
No, you bougie.
Welcome back to the Walk Ons. Make sure you follow us on all our social media, Facebook and Twitter, and visit our website at www.freethinkersradio.com. And also give us a call if you have any questions or comments at 563-999-1634. And then also, I know y'all tuned in for Darius Rucker. He'll be coming up next after we get done with William. So thank you for watching the Walk Ons Radio Show. On the phone with us, we have the host of Out of Bounds with Kelly Gromnick. I hope that's saying name right. And also Gromnick, and then
Can't
also
even pronounce names.
chances are low on that.
Hey, put us on mute. Now he can't pronounce the name. See, it's that shirt getting to him. That's why.
How about this shirt?
Hey, he's also play-by-play for the women's basketball team and for baseball. William, how you doing, man?
Man, I'm doing great, guys. I watched a little bit of Facebook Live. Man, this is great. I'm loving it.
Hey, William, do you see what I go through every Tuesday? That's what I'm talking about.
Hey, man, I'm telling you, man. Put South Carolina in the top 4, brother. I'm telling you.
That's what I'm.
Yes.
Wow. Hey, hold on. See, you know what? Hey, hang the phone up right now. No, we're not talking about. Put your phones on mute. We done. This is what I'm talking about right here.
You know what I'm saying?
Hey, well,
Somebody with some sense. Thank you.
Hey, well, I must say though, Tremaine, you must have heard. He's a Ohio State fan, so he feels some type of way.
Feel some type of way about
what's
what?
going on.
We got more national championships than y'all do.
Clemson beat Ohio State. You remember that last year?
Hey, but I got to give them props. Y'all got your national championship?
That's correct.
Correct.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna argue with that. At least they got a ring.
We got 2.
2? No, that's more than what South Carolina got.
That first one might be on the scandal.
This how your bitter ex talk. This how your bitter ex talk.
Do the interview. Just do it. You know what? Listen, they cutting you off. They cutting off the interview. Do the interview. That's all you need to do. Focus on the interview. On the interview.
All right, 5.
All right, I have a question.
I feel like LeVar Ball. Who you talking to? Say thank you. Say thank you. If it wasn't live, boy, I tell you.
All right. Our question for Mr. Cotterpon. Come on, man.
Qualkenbush. There we go. So you can't say anything right either.
We'll can't say my name right half the time, so you're good, man.
We took 5 minutes.
Right here.
It took 5 minutes to get this stuff straight. We got to talk to Darius next. All right, here we go. First question. Here we go. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
All right, here we go. What Clemson must do to keep their playoff hopes alive?
I think you win and you're in. I think people maybe freak out about dropping from 2 to 3. Changing places for Miami just now, but honestly, you're going to win that one on the field. It's pretty. It's pretty cut and dry. In my view, the funniest thing that I heard to criticize Clemson's resume, and people keep bringing this up, is, well, I say people like that. There's always that one guy on Twitter that brings it up, like who has Clemson played, or who has Clemson beaten? What quality wins does Clemson have? Like, I heard y'all talking about that a little bit. Let me just say, like, these stats about like winning teams, beating winning teams, or I don't really like the stat about how many teams in the committee's top 25 that you've beaten, because that's the committee like putting a poll together to verify their previously held thoughts. Like, I don't like that. That's weird logically. I don't do that. But the Power 5 wins and all that, look, Clemson's got a beefy schedule. Now, they don't have, quality wins like like what Auburn could have at the end of the year, where you're beating top teams over and over like Clemson had a year ago. But in terms of the body of the schedule, they've beaten enough good teams that as long as they win out, the resume is going to stand for itself. You can make the argument, I wouldn't, but you could make the argument that there's no team in America that consistently, week after week after week, has been tested more consistently than Clemson has and succeeded. I looked at some of the stuff a little bit ago in the ESPN FPI. Their strength of record is 4th. The strength of schedule is 11th. I think, we're comparing to South Carolina here. I've heard South Carolina fans say, oh, but you lost to Syracuse. Let me list off the teams that in the S&P, which is an analytics arm, in the S&P are worse than Syracuse that South Carolina played. And
No, don't say that. Let him finish. No. William, finish. William, no, let William finish. Let William finish. There you go. Defend it. Don't defend it. You can mute my mic all you want to.
I want to hear it.
William is right. Let William finish.
I will say on South Carolina's schedule, on South Carolina's schedule, I will say that we did beat some weak behind teams, as in Tennessee, as in Vanderbilt. We beat a weak Missouri, but now Missouri's now scoring like at least 50 points a game.
We
beat who's on the schedule. First of all,
best win is Missouri for real.
That's it.
The best win South Carolina has right now is at Missouri.
That was a solid win.
But William, let me ask you this.
Well,
stop. If you look at most teams who win national championships, usually the year they come back, most teams come back and give them their best football. Period. Yeah. Clemson what did you expect them to get this year? They're going to get.
This is going to be good.
They're going to do. Period, point blank. Period, point blank. They're going to have Alabama had the same thing. But hold on. No. Man. This year, SEC has been down all year, and y'all trying to sit here and y'all trying to dog the Big Ten. Don't play.
What I'm saying is,
and the ACC has been on their game.
The past 2 years, beating who you play is all that has mattered. All of a sudden now, it's, this team.
William just said it. Okay,
I would say the top 5 team that you can't ask that. Talk about
because did we have teams that play SMP and strength of schedule last year?
Let William answer the question.
Come on, man.
Let William answer the question.
William.
Hey, William, I would say though,
like this all the time. What y'all talking?
Hey, William, I would say though, like I just said, the top 5 team that needs to be questioned about their schedule is Wisconsin. Wisconsin plays some FCS powder puff teams. Must be a top 5.
I want to hear those teams though. Hey, sir, can you please just give us those teams real quick?
I'll pull those up. Go ahead, William.
The teams that are ranked below Syracuse in the S&P that South Carolina's beaten in their league: Vanderbilt, Tennessee, Arkansas, Kentucky, and Florida is like 2 spots better.
Wait, they didn't beat Kentucky. They lost to Kentucky.
Yeah,
they lost to Kentucky.
Yeah, it was a matchup situation.
I mean, one of South Carolina's best performances came against Texas A&M. I will say this too. Like y'all were talking about who's going to stop Hayden Hurst a little bit earlier. Now that's an interesting question. I asked the same thing myself, and the answer that keeps coming up is Dorian O'Daniel. O'Daniel, like semifinals for the Butkus Award. Really, really talented guy. It took him a while to develop. And I look back. Jalen Samuels. I remember Jalen Samuels. I think he caught 15 passes against South Carolina against NC State. Last year, killed Clemson. 101. Ben Bulwer couldn't cover him. This year, O'Daniel shattered him. You know what he did against Clemson? 2 catches for 6 yards. Yep. Clemson totally shut down Jalen Samuels. If South Carolina can't get the ball to Hayden Hurst, they're not going to be able to run the ball because they haven't run the ball on anybody. In fact, per game, they're worse than any team Clemson played, including Kent State, in terms of yards per game on the ground. Because they're worse than Florida State. They're worse than everybody.
They give up on
running it. So look, Florida State's the worst team that Clemson's had in terms of rush offense this year, and they rushed for 21 yards. Like South Carolina's going to have to throw it, and if Hayden Hurst isn't available, if they can't get the ball to him because O'Daniel's blanking them, the church is out. Man, they're going to score 3 or 6. I think they're going to do some stuff. I think they're going to do some stuff later. But, I think South Carolina's going to get on the scoreboard maybe 13, 14, 16, something like that. But I mean, how they like in the fourth quarter, you got to win the game. You got to run the ball and stop the run. Right. Clemson's a top 20 team in rushing and a top 20 team in stopping the run. Correct. South Carolina can stop the run. But I don't think South Carolina can run it to seize a game. Like it's all in Jake Bentley's hands, and that's not
good because you lost when Debo went down, dude. That hurt them.
The
running game is detrimental to them right now.
Yeah, but here's the thing though. That some of that is schematic though. You see what I'm saying? Because you have a bend don't break defense. You give up a lot of time of possession. You know what I'm saying, in their scheme. Right. So they don't get a chance to rack up some of the same statistics you're talking about.
Well, I would also say you look at the last couple of games, man, Turner had over 100 yards in those games. So
I will say that. They've run it better. They've run it better recently.
Yeah.
And schematically.
I will say this, too. Time of possession-wise, that's a good point. One thing that you can do is keep Clemson's offense off the field by staying on it. That's true. And South Carolina, I mean, y'all know this because y'all watched them all year. It's not a hurry up, no huddle offense. They're, in fact, I looked at by one measure, they're like 116th in the country in pace. So they're like running the play clock down. They're going to use clock, and so I think that's going to be the big key is can South Carolina have like 8 or 10 play drives that take up half of the quarter to be able to keep Clemson's offense off the field. I still am not sure that without some turnovers, without Clemson turning the ball over at the goal line, that South Carolina can muster enough drives with points to be able to do much. But if they win, that's how they're gonna do it.
Yeah, they're gonna limit possessions, right?
All right.
They don't got no choice.
All right, Qualk, we need your prediction here as we close it out.
I think right now, I got a couple more days to think about it. I'm leaning
I can't think about it, William.
I'm leaning towards something like 30-16.
All right, I think 31-14.
A couple touchdowns. And look, I think it's going to be kind of a 4-quarter game, but South Carolina just doesn't have enough.
That's what I said.
Not enough offense.
They give them 2 quarters. 2 quarters, Williams. 2 quarters.
All right, folks.
Thanks a lot, Qualk.
Talking to you.
Hey,
folks, we're going to be right back.
Have me on. This is fun.
Yes, sir.
Next time, folks, we're going to be right back on the Walk Ons with Darius Rucker. It's the Walk Ons Radio.
Yeah, I know your name now.
William, I'm right. William, I'm right. William, I told him 2 quarters. I said Carolina is going to give Clemson 2 good quarters. First and second quarter.
We got to close William out. Hey, William, we're going to call you back after Carolina beats Clemson, all right?
Not going to happen. Don't worry.
Peace out, William.
You won't be here.
Appreciate you talking to us.
All right. Now,
take care, Qualk.
Darius Rucker.
That's what he said.
Darius?
Yeah, I'm here.
Darius, what's up, man?
Oh, and the legend.
We got the GOAT on edge.
Now we can get some common sense around here.
Ain't no common sense.
Real talk. Look, D, we just had the Clemson guy on, so
Robbie, did he not just give stats?
We need you to bring.
He gave us facts, and we said the same. We said the same thing.
You're gonna have to purify this line because it's all tigered up and all kind of situations. Got fuzz on it.
Sit over there.
Here we go.
The lies coming out your mouth. Dave, I ain't got time for you. Dave, I ain't got time for you. I ain't got time for you. Time for this today.
Hey, Darius, this is what I go through every Tuesday, all right? Just let you know.
Keep your mouth closed with that fake Under Armour shirt.
This is a real Carolina Under Armour.
You know, you got that thing from the flea market. Sit there.
Wow. Hey, I will say this before we go in. Our flea market's off the chain.
Oh, you was first in line?
That wasn't a great comeback, Marcus.
At all.
Hey,
at all.
Great.
7 o'clock in the morning.
Just leave to the interview.
All right, here we go. Here we go. Welcome back to the show. Well, basically follow us on our social media at Facebook and on Twitter, and visit our website at www.freethinkersradio.com. And we'd love to hear from you. Also, you can give us a call throughout the show, 563-999-1634, and we'd love to hear from you. On the phone now, you might know him from Hootie and the Blowfish. His latest album is When Was the Last Time.
Great album.
And also, his top song is Wagon Wheel. All right. Southern State of Mind, that's just a few of all the hit songs that you might have heard from him. And we must add that he's an avid Gamecock fan. On the phone,
as you should be,
country music star Darius Rucker. How you feeling, man?
I'm good. How you guys doing?
Doing good.
Great, man. Great.
Awesome. We're having a great heated discussion about everything.
There's only one thing going on right now. That's Clemson, Carolina.
That's right. That what matters pretty much.
Yeah. That's it.
So Darius, I must say, since you are a great, Gamecock fan, we know that you are. Since I know for sure when I was born, knowing that you've been representing from the very beginning, what's your favorite Gamecock memory that you know of so far?
Oh, goodness. My freshman year, William Perry was still on Clemson. That's how long ago that is.
That's 4 hours.
The fridge.
Yeah, we went into Clemson, and we beat him. And my favorite moment is I got a picture on my wall of this. It's our quarterback, Mike Hold. The game was pretty much decided, and we had the ball, and we hiked it, and William Perry rushes into the backfield, and he's standing up, and he's walking towards Mike, and Mike is this great picture of Mike, like, putting the ball at William Perry's feet. That's my favorite moment, man. I got that, like I said, I got that on my wall. That's my favorite Carolina moment ever.
All right, Darius, this is Robbie Kiner, and we have two things in common. One is hairstyle, and two is...
Power to the ball, people.
Hey, straight up.
And two, we both played basketball at Northside Baptist. For 1 year, I had the unfortunate happenstance to be paired with one Gary Gamble. And,
sorry about that.
Yeah. And you may have played with him, but when the ball comes to him, it just stops, and here comes that two-handed set shot. So
it's going up. It's going up.
No doubt about it.
I gotta tell you guys a story about the Harvard guys. I love that name. I gotta tell you guys. He didn't want me to tell you guys a story, but because my freshman year in college, we're playing intramurals, and Gary's telling us all year that he holds the record for most consecutive catches in the intramural football, and I'm like, who keeps that record?
Really?
I'm like, where? Show me that in the books, right? And so
61 games. The record still stands.
Wow. Dude, we're practicing one day, and Gary comes across the middle, and I throw him the ball, and I hit him in the hand, and I break his hand.
Oh, dang.
And so the next game we're about to play, and we're about to go on run offense. Gary's on the sideline. He says to me, "I'm gonna do a 5-yard in, throw it to me." And I throw it to him. He catches it, and he puts the ball down and runs out of the game. He wanted to keep his streak going.
Really? That's dedication right there. That's dedication.
That's real right there.
I don't think we keep that inside the stat book.
I'm in the intramural record book. I'm in the intramural record.
Wait.
Hey, Darius, he don't want to admit to it, bro. He don't want to admit to it.
What's the record? How many games is that?
61 consecutive games.
61 consecutive.
Exactly.
Wow.
Well, you guys got to realize my freshman year, Gary was a senior, and he was still there when I got out. Wow. So it was.
So you had a long career.
Some of us have graduate degrees.
That's the Emmitt Smith running back record, right?
Exactly.
I have more degrees behind my name than Fahrenheit or Celsius.
Hey, Darius, they came on. He cracked it.
You gotta make sure you defend yourself.
Hey, Darius, keep throwing the cracks. Darius, keep throwing the cracks, baby. We need you. We need the sauce. Keep throwing it on.
Swag.
Dude, it was. I mean, when he said it, I was like, "Who keeps this record? Let me see that."
I'm pretty sure nobody keeps that
I want
record.
to see the official note.
That's probably in the back of the notebook.
Exactly.
But I would tell you, I did win like an intramural championship with Darius at quarterback.
This has nothing to do with the Carolina.
And we did.
We won championship. We sure did. Got our T-shirts.
Funny.
We were cool.
That was funny.
Good job, guys.
But hey, D, let's talk a little bit about your new record. Record's hot. You're getting ready to go out of the country here to Australia on tour. Have you ever been over there?
Yeah, I went over there with Hootie a couple times, and and I'm going to be going back early next year, and I'm excited about that. I mean, doing world tours it's crazy to me. I'm just some kid from South Carolina, and you're playing to 18,000 people in Australia, and you look around and you realize you're a long, long way from home. But it's been a great career, great run. Still getting to play do some wonderful stuff. So, the album's doing great. Life is good. I can't complain.
All right.
That's what's up, man. Well, we've been talking about predictions as far as the game. This is Tremaine. I'm just coming up. I wanted to ask you, man. So, we just talked to the Clemson.
Oh, great. Here we go.
Play-by-play guy.
William Parker.
So, what is your prediction on this whole Clemson-Carolina game at this present moment, sir?
I'm going to predict 24-20 South Carolina. Wow. That's my
24-20 South Carolina. And why do you give that prediction?
Right there.
What do you feel that South Carolina brings to the table that they can win the game?
Let them tell you.
I think our defense is playing a lot better than they did last year. A lot better than they did early in the season.
I can't agree with that. I really can't agree with that.
Absolutely. And I also think Clemson's looking past us. I do. I mean, they can't. It's the rivalry. But when you just won the national championship, you're looking to go to the playoffs again. They're not worried. They believe after put a 50 burger on us, they can just walk in and walk all over us. But a lot of those players are still angry about the 2 timeouts to get your seniors out of the game. A lot of players are real angry about that. Muschamp wouldn't say he's angry about it because he's such a class guy, but I'm sure somewhere deep inside he's kind of angry about it. And so, I mean, this is our Super Bowl.
All right,
this is our bowl game.
Well, D, give me one player on offense and one on defense for Carolina that you're looking to do something.
I think Jake's going to be the man. I think it's going to be Jake's best game of the year, if not his career. I think he's going to have. I mean,
really?
I think Jake's going to. Our receivers are so big. You look at Otrey and you look at Edwards and those guys are so big. I just think Jake's going to have a big game. I think Sky Moore, going to go out as a senior and. He's the number one. He's got more interceptions than any linebacker in the history of the NCAA. He's going to go out and ball, and if he gets 1 or 2 in that game, and I believe it. Like all the signs tell me that this is going to be an upset year, and I could be wrong. But
I feel very good about this game. No, I really do feel good.
You know what? It's great for you guys to have that feeling inside your gut right now.
Something that y'all not feeling in Ohio. Yeah.
Hey, what you mean? I'm a record better than y'all's. What you talking about?
As opposed to last year,
Big Ten
probably
SEC.
had no.
It doesn't matter.
Big Ten.
Robbie, okay, it doesn't matter. The SEC garbage
Big
this year.
10.
Please stop talking.
Are you kidding me? Come on, dude. Smoke crack. Are you kidding me?
Hold on, wait, what?
All right.
Hold on, time out.
What you mean? I have to put up with every week here on the show.
No, Darius, come on, bro. Come on, Darius. It ain't about that.
Crazy.
Oh,
you're crazy.
I will be crazy.
Thank you. Exactly.
Hey, we mean this mic.
We care nothing about the Big Ten. It's about Gamecock country.
Nobody in the Big Ten wants to even see Alabama or Georgia.
Thank you. And what Penn State said about we want Bama, I knew good and well that was a mistake.
Man, Penn State don't want Missouri right now. Come on, man.
Yeah, man. We're trying.
Ohio State did get Bama about 3 years ago.
And Ohio State keeps talking about, we're going to back our way into the playoffs. No, you're not. 2 losses. No, you're not.
You're not.
Can I get my mic back, though?
I'm not touching my mic. When your meds kick in, we'll cut your mic back.
Yeah.
Hey, one last.
You're not you when you're hungry. We got to get
you when you're hungry, Tremaine.
Hey, Darius, one last question, man, before we let you go. Tremaine, he's quite upset about it. We mute his microphone, but he'll be all right. So, with the Carolinas that's going on now, and then with the Carolina for the future, what do you predict to happen for Carolina Gamecocks as we get our players coming back and more players coming in?
Oh, I think we're gonna be contenders. We're gonna be, better than we were at the height of his career. I think Muschamp is a great coach. He's a great recruiter. He did a great job bringing in great recruiters, and and after seeing all the players go to Clemson and that making Clemson win a national championship, I think we go to, in a couple of years, we're going to be contenders. I really believe that.
Awesome.
Absolutely.
His album, When Was the Last Time? It's out now.
Great album. 20-something is my song right now.
iTunes, Amazon, all that good stuff. Darius, thanks for calling in, man. We'd love to hear from you soon. All right.
And next time I call, I'll have another story. I'll have another story about the Harvard guy.
All right. Looking forward to that.
All right.
But you guys, stop calling the Harvard guy. You giving him such a big head.
That's what he wants to call him.
He went to South Carolina like the rest of us.
Stay tuned for the show.
Appreciate the love. I'll see you Saturday so we can deal with that.
Hey, Darius.
All right.
One last thing before I let you go. Can you play, this is Darius Rucker. You listen to Walk Ons on Freethinkers Radio.
Could you say that again?
This is Darius Rucker. You listen to the Walk Ons on Freethinkers Radio.
On what radio?
Freethinkers Radio.
Free tickets?
Freethinkers Radio.
Freethinkers. Hey, this is Darius Rucker. You listen to the Walk Ons on Freethinkers Radio.
Perfect. See, we can't get Coach Fry to say
that's
that.
a star, right?
Exactly.
I've only been trying for
On the fly, ready to go. Bang.
All right, Darius. Talk to you soon, all right?
All right. Appreciate it, D.
Thank you.
Bye.
Darius Rucker, country music star. Great talking to him.
Grammy Award winner.
That's how you feel, Marcus?
Yep.
We're going to do the rest of the show.
Man, what we need these? Oh, this Ohio State talk. You ain't even got the right shirt on. Get out of here.
Ain't even repping his team.
And this is year 2. You know what I'm saying? From 3 and 9 to right here, man. I'm just saying though.
Coach Fry?
I'm going to walk over there.
Hello.
Hey. Now we got the seat. I got some mic on now.
You don't want me to talk to them?
You say you gonna find a way to
I'm going to come over here and talk to them.
Now, all I know,
I ain't about to
So what, Coach Fry? I'm sorry.
September is Thanksgiving week, and it's a week when they burn down tigers and they burn the chicken, and it's a week when I eat ham hocks and turkey legs. This is the greatest weekend in college athletics.
Absolutely. Yeah, they burn everything. They got the Cocky funeral in Clemson. They got the Tiger Burn down here in Columbia.
It is Thanksgiving week.
All right. I'll put some mic back on mute.
And I'm going to come over there and I'm going to sit right next to I'm going to sit right beside you. So I'm going to sit beside you just so I can use your microphone.
Hey, Coach Fry, what's your take on Saturday's game coming up?
I know that one streak was 5 in a row. One streak is 3 in a row. And I don't believe the other streak don't get to be 5.
All right. Good.
So is it going to stop at 3 or 4?
I said that one streak was 5 and one was 3. It ain't going to get to be 5. It's going to be a great football game. It's not going to be the 56-7.
No.
And the Gamecocks at home with that crowd, they've never seen nothing like this before.
I think it's going to be a pretty big crowd.
It's going to be wild. If it gets into the fourth quarter, the Gamecocks within 7. The Gamecocks win. If it gets into the fourth quarter, the Gamecocks are down more than 7. They don't win. But I think our defense is going to play great football, and we're going to set up a big upset.
Big upset. You see them? Not a little upset.
Yeah.
Big upset.
I think you kind of changed your tune a little bit. Early in the year, you were thinking Clemson would probably run out, and you changed your mind a little bit there, Coach?
Yeah, a little bit. I mean, Clemson is great. Great football team, but I don't think it's the football team that it was last year. And I don't think we're the football team we were last year.
Yeah, I agree. It's going to be a closer game than last year, no doubt.
I don't think the quarterback that plays this year is the same quarterback that played last year.
All right.
And they got the defensive front that I was thinking that was probably the greatest in the country, and it looks like it hadn't proven out to be that. So I don't know if the field will be as short as it was last year. I think the field will be it'll be a takeaway game. Who gets a turnover? Who gets a big turnover? Because I think our quarterback the quarterback situation may be one that's a draw. I think the defensive front, there's a little better, but I
Yeah.
Running back wise, I think our running back is close to being equal to theirs, and I don't think they have the two first round draft pick wide receivers that they had last year.
That's right. That's right.
I don't agree with that.
Talent, Coach Fry. Talent.
I give him the line.
I've got guys with national championship game experience.
I will give you Coach Fry the linebackers. I will give you
linebackers.
I will give you because the linebackers for South Carolina are really good. I gotta agree with that.
Sky Moore's
they're better than Clemson.
So are those big old receivers.
Hold on. Wait a minute. I'll give him the quarterback. The running back situation. I don't agree with that.
How was that?
I would call the running back situation.
We're 4 deep, man.
I didn't.
Add Kinlaw to that. We're 4 deep.
We're
4 and 5 stars.
I give him. I'm telling you, I give him props for specific things. Except that just
AJ Denson.
I don't
you know what I'm saying? All them boys.
No.
AJ Mondin.
They hadn't run the ball well all year though.
Yeah,
I don't think we do a good job. I don't think we have a great pass rush, but I think those 4 kids and alternating the defensive front has stopped the run without having to bring blitzes and having to bring the secondary. So if they can stop runs, then we can have 8 people or 7 people in the playing secondary. It makes it awful confusing for a quarterback that is not a great quarterback. So that brings the game to where it's a turnover football game.
Yeah, if you dropping 7, he's going to take off and run it now. He's a pretty good runner.
Man,
he can be a good runner, but right now our 4 people up front have done an incredible job stopping runs.
Well, I'm going to give them one area, Coach. I will give them the kicking game. So I will give them that.
And return game now that Ray is doing his thing and Debo's out.
Yeah. But at the same time, Coach Fry, we got to cut it short right quick. But at the same time, let's go and get it right now. What's your prediction for the South Carolina game? Score.
Now I'm telling you, the game got to go to the fourth quarter. I give you
yeah, he gave you 2 scenarios. He's covered either way.
I'll give you a 17-21 football game.
Okay. I take that. I'll say my score would be 27-24. Carolina wins.
30-14.
All right, 30-14.
31-14, Clemson.
All right, Coach. Coach Fry, we got to give you a call back because we do got one caller that wants to talk to us. So, Coach Fry, thank you for calling in, man.
Hey, man. Keep it real.
Keeping it real.
Please, Coach Fry.
Happy Thanksgiving, man.
31-14.
Yeah, 30.
What y'all trying to? He said
2 touchdowns.
I haven't given him.
Everybody that bet Gamecocks is covering.
Put that call on. Who that is?
We ain't talking about whether or not we win.
We're just waiting.
Yeah, I know.
We're talking about whether or not we're going to win. Are we going to cover?
We do got one caller.
Yeah, we going to cover.
Who is this?
Hello.
This is Willie.
Hey, Willie.
What's up?
Yes.
Willie Priester.
I'm doing good. How are you?
How you?
Hey,
yes.
Hey, this is Robbie. Thanks for calling in, Willie.
I'm calling in for a great score tonight.
All right. Give us your prediction, Willie.
Prediction.
South Carolina, 27-24.
Ooh. Let's go.
Okay.
Willie, really?
Yep.
So you telling me that South Carolina has a strong
That's what he said, ain't it? That's what he said, right?
27 points.
You can hear?
They're copying the Syracuse score.
Don't try to put words in his mouth.
This is my good friend, Willie. He's been a friend of mine for a long, long time. I appreciate him calling.
Really, why do you think Carolina's going to win 27-24? Can you put in quick terms?
Give us some football reasons.
Well, I do think that the defense is improved. I think they're going to craft a plan that's going to work. I think that it's time. I think we've missed it for a few years, and I think last year was one of those anomalies. But this year is going to be different. I think that the offense is going to show up, and everything is going to click just right. I think we're going to have the turnovers working. I think we're going to have the running game working, the passing game working, special teams working, and I think it's going to be one of those things that's going to be a surprise and shock the country.
Yeah, all right.
Willie being a 2-time South Carolina graduate, that's not clouding your thinking on this prediction at all. This is really a football pick,
man.
The lies.
27-22, by the way.
Really, thank you for calling in, man.
27-22.
Thank you for calling in, Willie.
27-22 game.
Dave, really?
Thank you, Willie.
You know why?
Really?
Call you later.
Why, Dave? Please tell me this.
Denver don't break defense.
What's the score, Dave?
Be a bunch of field goals.
Dave, what's the score? What's the score, Dave?
27-22. I mean, yeah, 27-22.
22, Chris.
28-21.
28-21. Jermaine.
30-14, I told you.
30-14.
30-14. Robbie.
31-14, Clemson.
31-14. And Gary.
24-14.
24.
Y'all really giving them like a lot of
Yes, we are. That's exactly what's happening right now.
Y'all giving them all these points.
Yeah, I believe they're gonna get in. I believe they're gonna get into the red zone.
Now, I will say though,
Dave, I cannot disagree with you on that. I'm saying that first half is gonna be really good.
Only two things do worry me though. I will say this right now. Them DBs always, and then no, I don't say D-line. I would say
give that chicken a ride.
They good, but then
when you put the two starting wide receivers for South Carolina plus Peyton Hurst, that's six.
I think it'd be fine. I think it'd be fine with our offense. Offense would be just fine. I just worry about that defense and then our running back game.
Just go.
I ain't worried about that running back game.
Just go.
I ain't worried about that.
Just go to commercial.
We're not going to commercial. We gotta go home.
It's a wrap.
Make sure you tune in next Tuesday. Happy Thanksgiving to all the families out there.
Yes.
Make sure you guys enjoy the families. We'll be back next Tuesday, and we'll know the outcome of the game after that. So make sure you tune in next Tuesday night, 8 o'clock p.m. on Facebook Live and Periscope. From everybody on the table, we will see y'all soon.
Peace.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Can't believe y'all. A liar.